I'm learning. I'm loving. I'm learning. Okay, guys. Okay, everybody. And I'm learning to keep loving and not lose my mind. Oh my goodness. Hello, welcome everybody. I just got off work and I was like, nope, we are doing this. I love AuditLA. And I guess some people from the last thing that I jumped on with Ganja, and obviously me and AuditLA have a deeper relationship more than people obviously know on in the outside world off of the YouTubes in real life. So yeah, me and Audit love each other. And I basically had been holding my upset and anger and whatever my whatever even if they're real or their insecurities or whatever, I held them too long, and I should have just said what I needed to say and not say what I wanted to tell Audit about how I felt about the last stream, about whatever. So here we are now that we somehow dissected that out of whatever Ganja stream. I just wanted people to know that I absolutely freaking love Audit, and I don't feel, obviously when I'm hyped in a sort of like, because this is my life, guys. All right, this is my life. This is my father, for example. In this, these are my friends, everybody around, everything that this protest, I've met people that I love, like literally AuditLA, Ashley, I feel like these are friends I'm going to have for the rest of my life. So I feel like I have an issue sometimes with being able to just say what I feel without reacting all crazy and heavy and heated and letting my mind just say it all out at once and wait. And the other thing is, I have a problem literally mentally being able to communicate without losing track of exactly why I'm upset and not letting traumas and triggers kind of interrupt that. So a lot of the times, like, I will say, hold on, a lot of the time, even though quite often I'm always like, interrupting friends or whatever on interviews. But there's times where I will be like, hold on, let me just finish, because my mind will not let me finish what I'm trying to communicate when I'm in a heated emotional thing. So if it came off that I was being heated or whatever with Audit, I love her so much. She's coming on right now. I love you guys so much, and I love the chat, and I'm glad that came out the way it did. I was with my friend Valerie, who's also another ex-Sea Org Scientologist who's lost her family, who's literally in a court case against Scientology right now. So I'm glad we got it out, but I also wanted to really now jump into this because AuditLA has been, Mona, a bunch of people have been working behind the scenes to put this together. And I love the intention of why this came together, why the permit was. I love everything about how the permit even came up to be. Jessica Palmadessa tried to get a permit a while ago. Obviously, AuditLA and Gina and Mona and a bunch of people. I'm literally always miss people. Even Amy M, all these people that are always in the chat and doing the extra paperworks, and all of y'all are amazing. Y'all put this together. So this isn't just about me. And I want to fight for other fathers, particularly parents, but fathers on this day that, for example, Jenny Burpee, Tom Burpee's still in the Sea Org, in Scientology. There's so many kids that have lost that are still in the Sea Org or outside of Scientology, but are afraid to talk because their parents are still in there and they're not allowed to talk to their fellow family, child, friends that they grew up with because I'm a declared SP, or their fellow friends are SPs now, because they were literally trying to have a relationship with their own fathers. I'm sure you guys have seen parts of the Over the Rainbow documentary. I'm sure a lot of you have also seen the protest when I did see my father. So this isn't just about me and I never thought that, by the way, ever. So all of the little trolls out there trying to shove all these random, Audit's mad at you and you, no. I may be blunt and I may be loud and obnoxious sometimes to people, or I cut people off. That's okay. Me and Audit have a relationship where she can handle that. She understands my personality. She knows what I'm going through. So she also allows me to take a minute, breathe, have it, and then and then text her up back and say, hey, I've been able to jump out of my head now. Thank you for letting me splooge everything. And now I'm ready to really like do what I do best and put the love into it and help people, bring people together, make it about everybody and about all the parents and everybody who have left. So that's all I really wanted to say on that note. And now I'm going to welcome the one and only AuditLA.
Hello, thank you for having me. Happy to see you. And yes, Laura and Serge, they're the ones that, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have really known what I probably would have come a few times and I would have been gone. I was talking to you guys that really gave me a deep understanding of what Scientology was about. And now look, it's become like a life mission and now they're not happy with me, but it's
Well,
okay. But you know what?
that that
It's true.
happens. That happens
Yeah.
when you put your heart into something. And I think that's a lot of what a lot of people, we get sensitive about a lot of things, and I just think it's valid. Like I don't think it's insane that we had a little like hard to have conversation. I mean, it's valid on all ends, and I feel like a protest and like things like good intentional things like this can be interrupted by people, being butthurt or having butthurt, but also having valid reasons to be upset at other people. And I just feel like something doesn't make another thing okay. And if that were to happen for everything that everybody disagreed with in this community, then literally nothing would be done.
Yeah.
And there's so much actually getting done and being done, and so much that we've all been through, that it's unnecessary at times to kind of, just be mad or hold something and not let something better come out of everything in the end, because that's where we all that's why we all came into this.
Well, I like to say we only have one set of eyes. So we can either use those eyes to be looking backwards to whatever happened the other day or any other day or whatever's in the past, or we can use our eyes to look forward. And it's one or the other. We can't do both. And if you're looking backwards, right, we're going to trip when we're walking forward. So I'm like,
Right.
that is
That's
the
such a
past.
good perspective. No, that's such a good perspective. And it's not saying ignore the past. It's just saying understand what you've learned from the past. And again, yeah, your eyes are
Yeah.
forward so you can
Keep
see
going
what's in front
forward
of
with
you so
it.
you don't make that same mistake.
Yep. And so that's what I want to do. And so, yeah, it's just we have 1 week, and the countdown has been a lot of prep work, a lot going into it. It's really exciting, and so I'm looking forward to you singing to your father. I'm looking forward to. There's also the ADA rally along with it. That there's never they're not going to do the planter thing ever again. Although I hear they're trying.
Wait, did you also hear that Ashley went down to did you see that? And
Yes.
they had the planters. I mean, first of all, they're
Yes.
opening up. They took over the whole weed shop. There used to be a marijuana and a pretty cool weed shop there. You could go and chill and smoke out and hang out and buy your stuff. And I just thought it was so funny that you had the weed shop, the tiki bar, and then Scientology, the media center. And it was just so berserk. Like, how are there like three totally different things and then there's Scientology here? But
It's like,
they started
but
putting these direct TV channel signs up on the new part where the weed shop used to be. And then as Ashley was there filming, I'm like, no, we're all in the chat going, are those planters? And there's planter boxes again in front of the Scientology buildings. So
that's why this is also the ADA. It's a Dear Dead. It's called the official title is Dear Dead ADA Rally, because it's like, yeah, we're never going to let them forget what they did. It took almost a year to get those planners gone. Now they think they're slick moving it over there, but enough's enough with that nonsense. Enough's enough for them not letting you talk to your dad. All of it.
all of it. And it's such a good perspective. You have this idea of like, Laura, what if they did let your father out? Even for like the PR of Scientology, who knows, right?
Hmm.
That kind of hit me a bit. And I was like, what would I say? What would I do? You know? And even just the thought of that got me like really excited. It also made me go, it made me look at the fear that I was still having. I was still having some fear of like, almost like there's no way that would happen, you know, like, and never did I think, when I saw my dad protesting, never did I think that would happen. So like, there's just certain things that happen, and the universe is literally there helping us get through all of this struggle together. There's gonna be some, you know, kerfluffles and upsets and here and there, but my intention for the whole world to know is very, very clear and simple. I love music. I love art. I was raised in this hellhole of Scientology. My parents are no longer with me. My own family, I never got to really know. And still, I have so much restrictions on even getting to know the family members of my family that aren't even Scientologists, that were never in it, because they still are worried about the consequences Scientology will put on them if they're talking to me, even through an email and stuff like that. So
So
it's
sad.
really, they've really taken over. This is just my life and me talking about my stories, and I don't ever want to mix those up with other people's stories, but everybody has had some horrific, disturbing family disconnection or family abuse or child abuse or slave abuse, like there's slave labor or whatever it is. There's always something so negative that comes from Scientology.
Yeah.
And
Even
so,
senior abuse, like your dad, to me, what they're doing to him and other people, like the seniors, that's senior abuse.
and it's just crazy because I feel like the city and the people around where everybody is doesn't understand fully that Scientology and those Sea Org members don't actually want to be in there. Like, and until they get to know what is this whole Scientology, what is this protest, what is this, that's when the word really gets out, where they're like, okay, what are the things that we're definitely not okay with? We're not okay with child abuse. We're not okay with the abuse of work, whether that's child abuse, elderly abuse, or regular, you know, aged people abuse. How they treat people with medical issues. There's just, it just goes like, there's so many issues. I'm going to pull up
Well, we have an
the,
amazing group of people that call in every single week or come in every single week to remind them and to update them and to let them know. And they're starting to listen. They're starting to, I'm starting to get a lot more eye contact than before. And they're starting to get that narrative that Scientology had, that we're all a group of scary criminals and they can't go to the doctors or the store because they're so scared of us. They're not buying that anymore. They're starting to see the truth, especially now when like they wanted to come, ask to use the street that the same day. And like I said, I would have given it to them if they would allow you to meet with your dad for a while, but
I,
they
yeah, I
canceled
mean,
it.
and
They didn't show
also
up.
just, it's interesting to, I just don't think that like the stories I've heard, there's been like, it's been like really harsh, and it became like a big thing. And when a child was demanding that they see their parents, like for example, Becky Hughes, she went to the gold base years ago and was like shaking the gold base fence and was like, get, like, I need to see my mom, my dad, whatever it was. And yeah, whatever, that was years ago, but it's such, to get your parents out, to even have a conversation to begin, which I've already had. So I feel like I've had so many conversations directly and non-directly with my father and with other people, that I'm literally, I try to plant like how I feel like at some point there's this love and this care deeply. And I know that a lot of people don't see that, especially when they don't understand, like, how would a father or a mom just abandon, like they always are thinking about the child. That's, they're like, I have a kid, and even if I went to jail and I wasn't allowed to see my kids, I would always be trying to send them letters or notes or something. And I'm like, I was trying to explain it, like the only way there's no way to really explain that. There's no way to explain the disconnection and the family separation that occurs through Scientology's must abide by policies to the T.
Can I
And
ask something though regarding that? Because like when I talk, I'm always learning from you and Serge and a lot of other people. So when I'm talking to people, I can explain it. Is it because like all the years of auditing and all these things, they kind of try to turn people almost into zombies and take away your feelings and your reactions, that So is that like they're working on actually even taking away the
That's
natural
to
bonding and
me,
family feelings?
that to me is what Scientology auditing does. And that's why I'm so against Scientology. That's part of the abuse, is that
Hmm.
they turn you, they say, I mean, imagine, okay, just take the simple thing as gay people or ADA compliances, right? Anybody that has a disability, right? They immediately are already putting you into a category of a degraded being. So people with disabled, uh, any sort of disabilities, physically, permanently, or temporary, they are degraded beings until they can come up the tone scale out of their degraded being tone level and fix themselves, apparently, right? Or you're what's the other thing? Oh, if you're gay, right? Here's the other thing. If you're gay at all, they literally are auditing all this out of you. They're saying, oh, you're getting stimulated from, a reactive mind image. So the Scientology auditing will help. There's so many things that these are just little like subjects of it, where if you're in the Sea Org and you don't have access to the internet, you barely have access to telephones. If you do, most of them have codes on them, or they don't even allow you to call out directly to the outside world. There was a time at the Int Ranch and at Gold Base where you couldn't dial 911. It would go directly to the security guard.
Well, and look at
It would go
Jen
to the
just has a
security booth.
pager.
Yeah, and that's on purpose. They're literally saying like, oh, these cell phones these days can be hacked, and people, which is true, but that's because they've already been dealing with all of this, so this isn't just, oh, somebody's taking a course going on to Scientology and now they really think they're saving the world and let's feel sorry for them. It's no, you've now created your whole life and your mind and your lifestyle as a Scientologist. So you're already going to do things like a robot, as you say, or a zombie, where they aren't making their own decisions because they're already doing what the tech says because they can't violate the tech at all. And
what about
I
the
feel like
electrical
once you already
currents?
do
Could that be
one
affected?
thing,
Sorry.
I just feel like when you do one thing reasonably, or you let something sort of slide, it kind of starts to make everything okay. As other things that are, slowly you're letting horrendous thing happen in front of you.
But I also wonder, since it's sending like an electrical current in your body, like after many years, does that numb like I wonder what the long-term effects, if anyone's ever studied or would even consider studying, what that may have to do to a person's psyche, mind, how they carry themselves, or
to me it feels just completely like hypnosis. They're like, that's what I almost relate it to, somebody being under a spell. They're just like under a constant spell. And yes, I feel there's these messages and how you guys got the permit, even if it's just the sidewalks, and it's just very clear, like, we're trying new ways, we're trying things where legally Scientology is going to have to be held accountable, and with that we'll see if they're even able to exist. If they have to keep their legal laws in, we'll see if they are literally able to even maintain their trafficking, the abuse through Scientology auditing, the child abuse, the elderly abuse, signing billion-year contracts in the Sea Org, all of this. None of it all sounds crazy, but like that, the idea of the elephant, being captured and then being whipped and all this, and then finally, chained up, and the elephant realizes it can't go anywhere and it just starts abiding by the rules. And over years and years and years, the chain gets reduced down to, a rope, and then the rope becomes this, and then it's just a string, and then it's just, the whip and the wand telling you. So at this point, the Sea Org members are already at the wand. And the moment we lift the hand and say this, you do this. The moment security comes and says, go inside, you got to go inside. It's security
all
order.
The time.
And that's why I brought that up. It's something that it's a spell, because you're mixing. Scientology comes from all kinds of stuff, other religions, psychology, psychiatry, hypnotic you know, tactics like witchcraft or and whatever MK Ultra tactics. There's so many things that Scientology. So how are we even just saying Scientology is just one thing? No, what we look at is the overall outcome. And when you're a Scientologist for a long time, you find yourself being abused, being the abuser, and learning how to numb your emotions and your feelings instead of sprucing them out like I did the other night, the other day. And so everything is really enforced. Exactly, Auntie M. Enforced obedience to a point where then the Sea Org Scientologist starts enforcing it on themselves. They do it before security even has to tell you you're doing something wrong.
Because nobody wants to be on the wrong side of like.
No.
So yeah, I can see that you put yourself in check rather than wait for them to come tell you. That makes sense. I have a question. Can I ask you a question?
So I do, yes, of course. And so I do love your approach. There were things, okay, it took me a while. Yeah, I might upset this. And then I was like, Laura, you don't deserve to be a part of the protest if you're going to be coming in with your negative energy. I just thought all these things. And I was like, why did I come into this? What, like, bring me back to that light. Bring me back to, you know, where I was with audit and we're planning and this was so fun. Like, and every time I remember to go back to that, I feel like I'm right back to like, oh, good. Now we can do this with this and this with this. And I just feel more aligned. So I have to remember that as well and feel okay to really say, hey, this is an issue for me. And I want to be very clear about that so that later I'm not triggered and I am being a spaz and can't control my emotions. Or whatever.
Right.
And I'm not saying I was, and it doesn't matter. And I can always call you and I can always talk to you. And that I love.
Always.
And I love that I can always
be yourself.
I love,
wherever
thank you.
Are.
And same with you. And I'm like, people don't know our little combos that we have. We're very straight up with each other. Yes. And yeah, so. Yes. So what was your question? You said you were going to ask me a question.
Okay, my question for you is, sorry, I know it's your show in here, but I like to ask questions. I can't help it.
No, Audit, this is your protest that you fucking put together, and I want to be the star that helps you do whatever you need. I want to be my Lara FM little shining little star that I am with my good energy. So
yes, and I'll tell you what my dream is for that. But my question is just like, what do you see? Because we know they're not happy, right? This is putting a pressure on them that they've never experienced before, because this has never happened before. They've been under protest, but they've never had the government stamp of approval for it. And and where there's going to be police protecting like protecting the whole situation, but not seeing us as the bad guys or seeing us as the dangerous, angry mob. They're there to make sure we have our rights kept intact and that we're safe, and that that everyone's safe. So I'm just curious, because you know that more than I do. Like, what is Kirsten Peterson and Kendrick Moxon and these clowns? What do you think they're planning, or if anything? How do you see things could happen with those clowns? Sorry, I'm not usually name calling like that, but it is what it is.
No, I don't know. And I imagine that they're like telling the Sea Org members to like, hey, this day, the picketers, the agitators, or whatever they want to call us, are going to be outside between this time. So like they definitely do like base briefings or whatever, where they'll say, hey, on this day, everybody stay inside and just do your post or your job or whatever, and try to avoid going outside. So that's why it was interesting when you were saying that they were trying to also as well open. They were also trying to have the road open for their event.
They were trying to get a street closure permit for an event for the same day. The city told them no. And then Jennifer, they said the only way you could get it is if they approve of it. So Jennifer Krosskov asked the city, the Lieutenant Yanis, if he could set up a meeting with me to to ask us, right? And so I said yes. And
it was to see if you would be willing to do your protest, but also let Scientology do their event on L. Ron Hubbard Way?
Yeah, like if they wanted to see if they're, because that's the only way they could do it is if they could get us to agree. So I said I'm willing to hear them out, and like I said, I didn't tell them this at the time, but my thing would have been, my only would be is if they gave you like say maybe 15 minutes, a half hour with your dad, so you could sing to him in person, and also they would not be able to have any speakers or any kind of amplified sound, and they would have to leave us alone, and and not have that shirt guy there. So, because like at the end of the day, I would have really loved, as to I still do my protest. I'd be happy to protest in front of them and their
Yeah.
event, but I would have loved to have been able to get that. To me, would have been, the brass ring to get you time with your dad. So, but they never showed, and
I
but then
mean,
the
and
city was able.
you've also seen like at CC when we did the Celebrity Center protest and most of the other places we've done protests, they definitely have done things like put manure all over the planters so it smells. They put the sprinklers on. They'll like that one time at Celebrity Center, they had the big fog machine going. So that looked
Right.
crazy. I doubt they wouldn't do construction that day on L. Ron Hubbard Way, things like that. I would
I think
definitely
they
be.
might have the event on their property because they can do that. So they may have an event on their property. But the fact that's what the whole difference is if they try this other stuff, we do have a permit. And so then I feel like I would be able to sue them, and I would sue them if they did anything to interfere with our permit.
That's interesting. So, Osa, if you're listening, don't mess with audit.
Yeah, just let us have our peaceful protest. We're not there to be, and we're not going to be nasty. Like, well, we're going to keep things, friendly, cordial, and we're not going to be rude or nasty. We're not here for that. But just you better back off because I will. My rights, I'll hold on to my rights all the way through to whatever end, and that would include taking Scientology to court. I wouldn't care, because the city gave us this permission. The city's backing it, and I think it would hurt them in the long run, like in my opinion, but they're not very smart. But in the long run it's going to hurt them because the city already saw that we tried, like we were willing to talk. I was willing to talk to them, but they never showed. So he's like, yeah, I duly noted,
So
you were here.
I keep having a question about that. So they didn't show because they
Mhm.
literally, I can't even imagine. I don't even think that even went up to David Miscavige's lines. I think Kirsten Catano knows the fucking drill, and she was like, absolutely not,
Yeah.
absolutely not. There is no way there will be any negotiations. Like that's just how they think. So
And then I thought
I'm
maybe
really like,
Jennifer wants
I
to
learned
escape.
from you. I learned from you there because I was like, it triggers my, audits being a politician and not, being strong, but it's just triggering again the child in me and like a lot of us that never were heard every single time we had an issue. Literally never heard. And it was squashed and everything. So it just feels like we learned when I was like, interesting. It's interesting how you went about even responding in a sort of political matter as I would have criticized you for. But it's actually interesting when Scientology is actually trying to use the law to
Yes.
to get rid of us as protesters and as peaceful protesters, exposing the crimes of Scientology. So it's just interesting that when you come into it with a perspective of the law and what's fair to the city and the public and everybody, it comes off differently. And so it's just hilarious to me that you even gave Scientology that option in one mind, and then the other mind I'm like, no fucking way, we would never negotiate with them.
But
and
that's what they
and
expected, right? That's what
and
they, let's
that's
face it,
why.
that's what they expected. So then they would look like, oh, we offered, we asked, we did it, and they were not expecting me to say yes. But I'm serious. I am, I kind of take it like, if you remember any time there's a transfer of power, say, like a new election, right? The new president, right? The new president, the old president, they hate each other, they're enemies. But when it comes to the one day, right, they all put that aside. They shake hands, they welcome them in, and they do all these things. They have to talk cordially. They're not being angry. And so I guess you can say it's political. but it's just the world we live in, you know, especially in the arena that I'm in. You have to talk to everybody, you know, people you like, don't like, whatever. It's just part of the part and parcel of what, you know, like what my whole history and everything I've had to do. I've had to talk to a lot of people I don't want to talk to. But the thing is, I was also just absolutely curious. Like I just was fascinated by
Of
what
course.
the
Like
heck
you're
would they
like,
want to
are they
say? And
gonna really kind
I
of
can't say no.
wow.
But
Wow.
but the gift was with them not showing up, and this is where they're so dumb, is it gave me a nice long, maybe 10-15 minute window to really clue Lieutenant Giannis in on the truth of that they never
Because they
ever.
were supposed to meet up with you, right? Or it was
Yes, it was on
supposed
the
to
Zoom
be like,
call and they just didn't show. And I'm like, well, you please note that I
I
showed.
think that's
And,
so
you know,
funny.
and they're trying to gaslight whatever. I showed, he goes, yeah, duly noted. And I said, oh, by the way, they have never once respected or obeyed any permit you have ever given them. And he's like, really? I'm like, yeah, like he knows he gets the emails, but he doesn't really realize how bad it is. I said, never. And he's like, I didn't realize that. And I'm like, yeah, you know, stop giving them permits. And but I was able to talk a little bit about Scientology and how they fair game. And I said, you know what? If anything happens to me, go to them. They did it, you know, but you know, and stuff like that. And so I could see something turning in his head because he's no longer just getting their side of things. He's not just seeing them and
And
their
that's what I mean. And you're going in and you're going like, hey, you know, it's not fair. You know, this we want our street back, you know,
yeah.
and this parking permit guy or whatever permit, he's never had somebody do that other than, you know, Janet and everybody coming in with their, oh, hi, another permit. Oh, great. And here's your Christmas basket at the end of the year and
Yes.
just all kinds of things.
Yeah.
So it's
And
interesting. There's definitely things, and there's definitely things that I struggle with internally, emotionally, that could make me come off as a not caring, blunt little cunt. But that's not true at all. Like if I'm
yeah.
angry, upset about something, it's because I care about the whole situation and I may not be dealing with it right, but it's not that I don't care.
But just ask me if there's something I'm doing, whatever you don't really understand it or whatever you don't know where I'm coming from. I'm very transparent, you know, that very
I
honest
think
about
I just
everything.
also
I'll
felt
talk to you
like
about it.
I felt like if I said it, I think there was two things. I felt like if I had said it straight up or said whatever my issue was, either way, whatever it was, I feel like I felt it wasn't enough, even thinking about it, to like, hold on at the sneeze.
God
Yes, I've
bless you.
been waiting for that. I felt like it, I feel like, oh, again, my invalidator in my, this is, again, I use Scientology language because this is what I was hearing. So as I speak about it, I literally was like, look, Laura, you're causing more problems and da da da. So I didn't feel like I should say anything and I should just let it go and that a few days would just let it go. That's not the right thing to do either. And I have to
No.
remember that as well. I have to
But just
remember, hey, call audit right away after the
yes.
stream or whatever.
We'll always can
Um,
talk. I'm always going to sit and listen and hear you out, you know, and just ask, like, you know, if, you know, where I'm coming from, because I think differently than maybe a lot of, you know, I'm going to I handle things differently. I have my own, you know, but I
yeah,
always said I'm like, I march to a beat of a different drummer, you know, and but if I'm not clear or whatever, just ask me. I don't get offended by that. Like, I'd rather answer questions. But the interesting thing about this too, the other interesting point about that meeting that she set up,
yeah,
I would not have been able to talk to that one. And he's the one that does the street closures. I would have had zero access to him because my permits through LAPD. They get their permits through street, you know, the Bureau of Street Services. So I would have had no access to Lieutenant Giannis if it wasn't for them requesting the meeting. By them requesting the meeting and not showing, I got to show them because he knows the names. He knows what we're all fighting for and he's seeing now the other side. So they did us a huge gift, a huge win, and that's why I'm really saying, like, I think Jennifer Koskow, because she's the one who ordered it, I think she wants to escape because she gave us a huge win.
again, I love that, but it's really, people inside just know how, if Jennifer is where she's at, like I said, she is being boop, 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 with the
Yeah.
whip and the elephant leg is up just without, like, she's that far. So again, I love your hope, and some of your hope has literally made stuff happen. So, you know,
But we got to keep
I
it up because you know what? At the very end of the day, they don't like that publicity that somebody wants to leave. So at the end of the day, if it's not true and it's just possibly true, I'm sure it causes anxiety for them wondering if it's true.
Oh
So
my God. Yes.
so it's a little, like it's a little bit of that, and it's just, it's like, okay, Jen, if you want to leave, we'll help you get on the back of my chair. We'll pop you out of there.
Yeah,
It's
and I
all
feel
good.
like we would do that for anybody. We would literally do
Absolutely.
that for anybody.
Anyone, even you, Kirsten Peterson, even though I think you're
Literally. Yeah.
the
No.
devil's daughter or whatever, I would do it for you. And, and, it is what it is.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. Okay, so the thing with the closure and meeting them, they didn't show up. They're not doing anything allegedly as of right now.
They're not getting the street closure because he turned them down because I would have to, they could only get it if I approve of it. And I
Right.
had my conditions and, but I never got to
And
tell
so
them my
right now you
conditions.
haven't seen anything like that where they have any kind of permit for that day?
No, well, and the lieutenant was really nice because sometimes they might have to get a permit from building and safety if they're doing something on their property. If they're, and so I talked to him, and he was like really weird at first. I'm like, "Are you a
Hmm.
Scientologist?" Because he was like so defensive about me asking anything. But so we have to keep an eye out. They may have something in their property, but if they do anything that's harassing ours, like like if they have speakers, it has to be inward towards their people, not outwards to harass us. And the police will be there. And like I said, I will, if I have to, I will tell the city, I will sue the city, and I will sue Scientology. They're not going to be they better not, and they better leave everyone alone. They better not try anything happens. I put the whole entire city on alert that to go look for them. Kirsten Peterson, who's the other, Jennifer Moxon, go to them if anything weird happens. I'm giving it to that. That's them. And
Yeah.
so I think everyone's a little bit sick. I think even the city, they're kind of tired of them at this point. They're sick of
And
it.
that's what I was saying about you coming in and then people calling in and everything we've done is waking up the city. They're picking up the phone and they're going, "Oh my God, this again." And then they're going,
Yes.
"Well, this is kind of interesting. They signed billion-year There's things they just don't believe." And then they're like, "Nah, it's true. It's literally true." And now you wonder why we go, "No, they don't want to be in there. They are
Right.
stuck in there. They think they're under some fucking amazing planet clearing contract for 1 billion years. They think it's their
Right.
choice. That's what Scientology does. It takes over your thought process. It takes over. They literally even use think for yourself as their big promotion tool. Like curious, they always use things that make you have to research Scientology even a little bit by reading a book or doing a course or going in and seeing how they act or whatever. But by starting that course, for those people out there that think all auditing and Scientology is not bad,
Yeah.
the moment you're starting that course, the moment you are literally learning and training and teaching yourself how to hypnotize other people and hypnotize yourself, that you have to rely and get approval from other people to get your ethics in. And, oh, this is what's in ethics and this is what's out ethics. And that's what they run off of. So if you could imagine somebody like that out in the outside world, it is somebody close to Janet, somebody who's literally like, I'm almost not even supposed to be in this outside world, but I feel lucky to be a Sea Org member and have this fun job where I can
Yeah.
sometimes sneak off and do things that I'm not being watched 24/7 on.
Yeah, and I
And
get to
that
dress
and giving
nice
a
and
little freedom kind of allows that
yeah.
slave, just like an elephant, just like an abused animal, they go, oh my, just like the kids at the Ant Ranch, just like every kid that literally signed a Sea Org contract under 18 years old. But they literally get freedom and happiness and joy from little things in life, like the Upside Award or pizza, or things that they're just like, oh, this wasn't on the schedule today. Like, this is weird. Is this, there's something special? Like, there's always something. So
Yeah.
it's just interesting. There's no other way to really explain it other than I feel that like certain people like yourself are doing things legally and that have an actual effect where certain laws Scientology's just blurred a bit and gotten away with it. But those little blur lines, a bunch of those little blurred lines is the thing holding them up to this standard of like, oh, the city protects Scientology. The LAPD's there for, you know, if they call, the fire department's got the guy's cell phone, no big deal. These are the things that they end up being allowed to be the mob, the gang, the group that they are.
Well, the fire commissions, they're so nice, those commissioners, but they're kind of tired, I think, of me comment all the time. They're like, we just want this resolved. And I'm like, well, that's perfect. Just make sure they have an open fire lane and stop this crap, you know? And then next, I think after this, I'm considering that Sunday is going to be a turning point. After that, I really want to hit hard on the children aspect, that there is nothing it is so completely abusive to do this to children, to set them up, like to put them on electrical currents and to do the hypnotic thing. And this, like, I really want to hit
but
that
also
hard.
literally you're literally teaching, like, everybody needs to know this. And just like the e-meter, and that might sound, you know, but the basics, just the basics, the TRs, the training routines, those are already saying, hey, older guy touches me in a weird, inappropriate way and it makes me sexually uncomfortable. That's a flunk on the minor's part, on the child's part.
Wow.
So that right there, and that is a tiny example. That is a tiny example. Imagine imagine the TRs that are going on. I love you, Doctor Who, Heather. Thank you so much, you angel babe. You are an amazing moderator. Thank you. Sorry, I knew she was gonna jump out. And I want everybody, I've been putting this up, but we haven't even gotten there because I have fun little good news, and I also have fun ideas that I wanted to discuss with everybody. And obviously you're the master, the queen of this. So I wanted to run it by you and go, good. Oh, that'll handle this or whatever. Right. First of all, if T audits Australia, I meant to say T Perth. I got the sign, T Perth. Let me grab it really quick.
The banner.
I got a little bit. It's just a sweet little cute banner, but it's perfect. I had this idea. Let me know what you think of taking my van and parking it somewhere, wherever we are, at a meter around there or whatever we are permitted. If we can have some time to unload and load things, great. I guess we'll know more probably on the day of from you.
No, it'd be before probably.
Okay.
They're going to have another meeting this week. I reiterated I need a meeting with DOT. We don't need LAFD, but we need DOT. So I'm waiting for Sergeant Corwin to get back to me. But,
okay. So my idea is to be able to use my van to have signs all over it. Can I show you really quick? T Perth, if she's in the chat. Let me see.
And I do have a little bit.
T Perth, are you in the chat, dear darling? A voice down under. I always call her. There you go. Okay, hold on. 1 sec. Okay. Look at this awesomeness. It actually came out quite well, and it definitely sends a message to Scientology from Australia.
Scientology Australia is watching you. Oh, I love that. That's beautiful. Thank you, Perth, for doing it. That's amazing. I mean, T.
You kind of see it, but yeah.
It's gorgeous. So
I'll have that.
Love it. Yeah, put it on your van for sure. Now, I did get some message about the chalk. We can do chalk, but he's like, you can't have any hate speech in the chalk. And I'm like, well, what do you consider hate speech? You know, and he was talking about like racial things or, you know, people protected class. And I'm like, well, what about like Scientology is a cult? And he's like, technically, I don't think it is, but like he goes, they might try to claim that. And, you know, so he goes, I would avoid that. But, you know, it's like, I guess up to, you know, what we decide to do. But, you know, they're going to be babies about everything. So they probably would.
Yeah. And that's totally fine. Anybody, here's another thing that took a lot of off of me. If you don't feel comfortable doing something, don't do it. It's as simple as that. Just don't do it. If something feels a little off, don't do it. It's absolutely okay to feel a little on edge or whatever when you're protesting Scientology, because they are abusive and they will do that to protesters. So again, owl with the swivel and all of that, but also come with good energy, come with a good, loving, caring heart. And you'll find that it's going to be like, we're going to just overpower any of, Sciento's kind of manipulative little fucking really dirty tactics. So,
and
yeah,
remember they have cameras and microphones everywhere. So don't say anything that you wouldn't want them to hear.
100%. Another thing is when you're there, your phone screens, all that, turn off your Bluetooths if you're around. If you're worried about that stuff, I'm like, I don't give a
same
flying
here. I was
fuck.
like,
I'm pretty open.
I always forget.
So, clearly.
Yeah, I don't really have anything. I'm kind of boring, like
No.
they're
So
doing CPRA requests on me. I'm like, I can't wait to see what they get because like I think I'm pretty boring with a lot of stuff, so it's like, okay.
no, and literally audit, like the way you're very, the way that you are, I can't describe it, but it's not boring. And there's something very important about this boring character that you like to, it's actually very calming and humbling, especially to people who have gone through a lot. People can talk to you. Everybody protects you. I protect you. Even when people think I'm yelling at you, I'm like, I'm fucking not yelling. So yeah, I'm just saying, like, I looked back even after I loved you and I texted you and I was like, okay, I just want to make sure we're good. And you were like, no, everything's good. Yeah.
Yes.
But even after I was like, I really wanted to say thank you. Like, you opened something in me where it allowed me to not be so upset and angry at the thing that I was upset about. And by doing that, I was able to like put myself back into my alignment of like who I am. And like, wait a minute, I didn't come here to fucking argue with everybody. No, I came here to be helpful to other people coming to be helpful for this whole protest. So like, that is the energy we have for this. And I'm very excited. Like, I'm very excited. So
there's always a bump in the road here and there. You get over the bump and we move on. It's,
yeah. And it doesn't mean that we don't care about the thing to move on. That's another thing. It doesn't mean because somebody says move on, keep it pushing. It doesn't mean that your emotions are not valid.
No, it
a
means
lot of us always are
go
looking for somebody else to validate those things. And it's like, just do it yourself, because if you're not getting it from somebody else,
it's up to you. We had to
dangerous.
do it ourselves. Right. I get emotional at times.
You could fuck up a lot of shit.
How can we go on and fight? Like, if you're in a war type of thing, right? You think all the, the soldiers, they're upset but they're not there crying in the trenches. They deal with it later. Right now, we're kind of in the trenches. Not that I'm saying that it's not to dismiss any feelings. It's good. Talk it out, work it out. But then once it's talked and worked out, we can't
right.
My mom used to say, you can't you have to kind of bury the, you just have to like not keep digging it up. And it's true, just, we dealt with it. We're fine. We're good. At least from my end, we are all, absolutely good. It's time to focus on Sunday.
Yeah.
It's coming in a week. That's quick.
Yeah. So it's in a week. It's literally, this is why we did this Sunday night. And I was also like, everybody needs to know. And also I wanted us to catch up in terms of what we do have ready, what we what you have decided in terms of food and stuff like that. What do you fully want? What do you know what I mean? How much more money do we need just to get what you do need? And I say you and I say we, meaning everybody, like whether that's people I get along with or not, which I actually don't not get along with people. It's just like, if you're going to be a cunt or rude to me, trust me, don't come near me. Just don't come near me. And we'll be fine. That's it.
If you're going to be rude to me, I'm going to try to figure out why. See, we're just different, but it's
okay. I know. We
can all be different.
You would be like,
right?
Oh, this
we all get to be ourselves.
Okay, right. So, and that's the thing. Also, like, face the fears. Get through it. Period.
Yes.
Like, if we can't be strong enough for this, everything else is going to be a lot harder as well. So
intimidating, but
we should only be making it easier. Okay, so with the food, I have a literal list because I really am so excited for this, and I'm so excited for people in the chat and people watching on replay, for them to go, oh, I can do that. I can, I'll come. Like people I feel like want something to do. They come and they're like, okay, good. I brought my sign or whatever. So I wanted to let you know what I have and what, and then what you need, or what you, if any of these things I'm about to say kind of cover anything that you had attention on.
Yeah, some things are already covered and done with, and we're good. And then other
Okay,
things we're still working on.
I'm going to keep notes of this so that I can kind of be the pusher of all the anything we need, so that you could just be like, cool, we got this or whatever.
We need chairs. We need, like, I have on my wish list a bunch
what
of
kind of chairs? Like
look at my wish list. The camping chair. I think they're the easiest because they will roll up.
I have a question. Okay, I have a question. There's some stuff. I believe Scott got rid of a bunch of stuff, sold a bunch of stuff, and then gave away a bunch of stuff to people that were helping, you know, at the encampment and protesting. Right. I have a bunch of the signs. So I wanted to say I do have a bunch of signs.
Yeah, we need signs.
No, we definitely have a bunch of signs. I also have a bunch of, you know, sign making stuff that I'm going to be bringing. So literally, if for some reason we are out of signs, we will never be out of signs because we have all this stuff to make more. And people can make their, and you know what? Come and make your own sign right there in the moment. Whatever message you came and you're like, I want to do this. Then that's perfect. That is what I feel like everybody can do, is put their own fingerprint and not make it too stressful. It doesn't, you know, if you can't do something, we can always say, hey, I thought I could do that. Could somebody else get it? That way it does get covered and we don't think, oh, so-and-so's got this. And then last minute it was like, this is too stressful. You know what I mean? So just let us know if you got it or you don't, and it'll be fine. Because if you can't do it, there's so many other people that will. There's somebody out there that has somebody that's like, hey, I heard in this chat they were looking for this. Do you have one of those? Like, and I just love that. I think word of mouth and all that is what's gonna.
Yes, I do not have signs.
It's gonna. Okay, so that's what we have covered. I have signs, so you can delete that. I'm writing my list too to make sure that I bring,
because it's all day. We are gonna try to close it a little early. Like we have the hard close. We have to be out of there, cleaned up, and out by 10. So I think we want to start winding down.
And trust me, I feel like I'm a boss, a biatch when it comes to that, because I am a personal assistant and a caregiver. And I clean shit up really well, and I do it fast, and I do it precisely. So I won't be leaving that protest until it looks cleaner than the motherfucking Scientologists make it. Okay, good. Which, you know, they always got to make those streets shiny.
Yeah, we're going to make it shiny and clean. So we really need cleanup crew. You know, we do need that.
I was going to throw that out there. I know a few people that are like, I'm going to stay as long as you need me. So I feel even comfortable with them.
At 7, you know what I mean? And be done by 8, maybe.
I think winding down maybe around 8, because the sun goes down at 7:30. Right. So I think 8 start to wind down. Yeah, maybe I think everything's going to be cleaned up and all done. Even by, like, people are already going to be doing that stuff. This is the idea.
Yeah, so, people can, like,
and it's going to be so peaceful. Well, you know what I mean? We've had the whole day. Oh my God, now we're just cleaning up and it's done and it's easy.
Yeah, this is what we're envisioning. We're going to be tired.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so but Laura Megan Anderson here. If y'all want Laura FM, if y'all want signs, markers, tape, glue, I literally will have that all in the van.
Perfect.
And I'm bringing the van as well.
We need a table. We have someone who said that they
have a fold-out table. Well, audit. Body Thetans have taken over. So you were trying to describe the fold-out table?
Yeah, and this thing
so funny. You're like, talk to the brick wall. Now you're muted.
Am I back? Okay.
Yeah.
So, so we need that. We need chairs, because I think it's just going to be, they're not going to let us sit on their benches. I have a bunch of chairs. I know it seems like, oh, why does he have so many chairs on the thing? But I mean, we could always bring them out for future events. but it's just so people, we can kind of space them
So
around
let's
so
be
people can
clear
sit.
about this. We're saying the chairs because the protest permit covers the two sidewalk edges, right? On
No,
Elmont
the whole
Harborway.
entire two sidewalks. Yes,
That's what I mean.
from their grass line to the curb. So we're able to put chairs
So
along the easement.
on the easement, so I want everybody to be very clear. There's no like picnicking, I guess. I mean, is there a way that we could
They're
really check their property line? Because that would be really good to know. That would be
Yeah,
one
it's the end
like
of the
thing to know.
grass. I mean, according to the officer, it's from their grass line. I know they have insets that are insets with cement, so, but it's their grass line. Wherever the sidewalk begins, all the way to the curb is public.
Okay, so
Is public.
nobody, that's what I'm saying. So we're thinking we're either people are going to sit, they can sit on the sidewalk and on the curb and all that.
Mhm.
If they have chairs, bring them, fold out chairs, anything kind of like that.
Yeah, if you can bring
Um,
chairs, that'd be great. And I would like to get some that are already there that we have in case people, not everyone
I
can bring
have
stuff.
I have these like fold out cots that can totally be used as almost like benches, like people can just sit on them
Okay.
and whatever. So I
Yeah, that
have
would just
those.
help.
I have oh hello Foxy. I have like two or three big black bins, like
Okay.
really big industrial black bins with the yellow lids that we can either use. I don't know. I know we might need like ice and things like that.
We will need ice because I know a cooler is coming, but we need have the drinks coming, but we do need ice because it's gonna be hot, so I want it iced. So, but we
Yeah,
can bring that. But if someone else wants to say, hey, send me a message like, yeah, we could just bring the ice on our way in. That's not
yeah.
a problem. We could do that.
But
But
so we'll have, and I'm sure some people they can bring like their ice coolers, for example, if they have an ice cooler,
yeah,
right?
whatever
They can.
anyone wants for their own comfort. I have
So I
one.
feel like just if we're clear on the thing, do not sit on the grass. Do not sit on Scientology's property. That's what I've always done to never basically to
Yeah.
keep the message there. It's very clear. We're not sitting there trying to be like, oh, we're here. Are we on or we're not? It's
You'll be
not that. It's
trespassed because it's their property. We have to
and
respect
and
that.
and they will be looking for that. They,
Yes, they
so
will. They're going
politely and
to.
lovingly just sit on the sidewalk. You can literally sit on the sidewalks. You can bring your chairs. um that's out there. I have signs. You can come make a sign if you don't have one, or you can grab one that you like that makes sense to you. People can bring ice if they would like. I have those bins that we can use to store things in, keep stuff cool, whatever. It's three big black bins. I also have a shade canopy that we can cover like a main area with.
Yeah, I have one canopy, but there's always good to have another
Yeah.
one.
It's a bigger 8, like a 10 by 8, I think, or something,
Yeah, we just have to make sure we put it where, because we have to
where
keep
it's safe.
36
People can walk.
inches.
Yep,
Yeah,
100%.
free.
And I feel like, do you have somebody that that knows about all that, like in terms of how far it has to be away from the sidewalk, canopies, things like that?
Well, I don't think they're gonna worry about where we put it as long as we have the 36 inches on the sidewalk and that we allow people to pass. That's the main thing. We can't impede traffic because even the Scientologists have the right to go up and down the sidewalks. They won't be able to stay there,
Yeah, yeah.
but they have to be able, so we have to let people go through. And then, and we're gonna have a ADA compliant porta potty with a sink that's attached outside. So there will be a bathroom because I was like stressing out because, um, because otherwise we're dependent on Starbucks. I don't know what their hours are on Sunday and Wendy's, and I don't know what how they would feel. Maybe we could go over there and, buy something from them and dump our trash over there, or, and still, and I do plan in the morning when I'm talking about food, I do plan on going to Starbucks and getting those big coffee gallons, and then we'll bring donuts. That's a start off, and then in the afternoon, we're going to have Panda Express. And then later on in the early evening, the evening time, because people are probably going to be coming and going, and at evening time, we're going to have like pizza, like Big Mama Papa's Pizza, which is a good pizza. And then, some things like sweet at the end, because then I want to, at the end, right before it gets dark, I want to
So
do my
that's
tribute to the, to the receipt, the receipt.
yes. Okay. So do you again on the food, do you have a definite yes on the food yet already?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be able to do the, yes. I mean, I'm going to be signing up for it in advance and everything, so that should be taken care of, the food wise.
And that will be taken care of through the fundraising money that
Right.
everybody.
That, and that's also taken care of, like security, because you can't get regular security. I found out, I didn't know this. You can't just go to Securitas and say, "Hey, I need security for a protest." It's a very specialized field, and so, and it's very expensive, but I am not risking anyone's safety and security because we don't know who, what, when, so the police will be there. There's absolutely, but the police said that security is your job. We're not here to provide security for you. We're here only for when your security can't handle a situation. You don't have to call 911 and hope we get there. Like, they're there.
Right.
But so I have the security. It's Father's Day weekend and specialized, so it's very expensive. It took a
Yeah.
huge chunk of the budget. But I also wanted the porta potty. I don't want anyone worrying about the bathroom, especially if it's an ADA rally, right? I mean, there might be more people who are in, chairs and stuff. So we needed the ADA one. And then I want to get and then event insurance. And then the food, of course, and whatever else incidentals. Then you just have to have, like, what could go, what you may need in the moment, or something else. Because like, what if, like, what if 500 people show up? I'm not planning for that many. I'm planning, so
I think so. No, I think throughout the day we'll have somebody click, 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 click. Just kidding. Just like counting, counting.
yeah, I like to
I
count.
think I would love to do that. I mean, obviously, uh, everything we're doing, all these little steps are going to make that
Yeah,
happen. So
so I would like to
I
have a
would
little bit
really
more of a
love that.
cushion, for all that, and to make sure, like, I'm still working with the certain things. And then now I put it out there. I'm not going to do
And
it from the budget because we won't have enough. I'm barely just going to be able to probably break even with everything that we're doing, depending if we get a good turnout. But I'm hoping somebody would, like, invest in a 30-minute mariachi band visit. Like, this is a dream, guys. I know we're not getting the
I mean,
in-and-out burger truck,
I
but
have mariachi, awesome mariachi band members, like friends
really.
that, yeah, they jam with me, but they're in mariachi bands.
But
Like,
how, like, if maybe it's not that much, maybe if I could squeak it out, because I remember they did that.
I can ask my friends. I can
Yeah,
see,
ask them,
hey,
because they
last
did it at
minute
the test center, and it was so funny and fun, and it would just bring back
mariachi.
great memories. And it was just like they just walk up, and it would be funny. Just they would hate it, but just walk up and down
Just
on Hubbard Way.
totally. Nope, absolutely. Especially everything going on right now with these riots and the, ICE coming in and all the brutal
Yeah,
shit happening. It's insane. It's disgusting. But to just
yeah,
have, I want all kinds of, all different, LA literally is full of all different types of cultures and people.
yes.
So that's what we want for
I
sure for
love the
that.
mariachi. It just reminds me of, like, the test center days when things were fun and simple, and it
Hey,
was
now
just so
things are
funny.
getting fun and simple. We're getting there.
Yes, we're going to get back to it. Right, exactly. So,
So another thing I have is, like, I have a bunch of friends, obviously, that are artists and love, supporting, especially they can't sit, be there 8 hours, 10 hours a day helping Laura protest Scientology. But I have a bunch of friends and other people that are wondering also, hey, could I come? Because they want to make a spark and really express their word or whatever. Like, so I have a friend coming who's going to be on stilts,
I love
like
it.
big tall stilts, who will be holding signs, around the traffic or the streets, whatever. I feel like adding that atmosphere. Oh, my computer almost died. I feel like that's also something. I mean, I want to indulge on that. I
Yes.
checking with the queen to make sure this is
Absolutely. What are you
acceptable.
talking? Yes. Like the, and then
Yeah,
I want
so
to, we're still waiting. I don't know. We haven't heard. Like, I would love to get people. I want to
I
have
have
a
a
parade
tap
of
dancer
wheelchairs.
coming who will tap
Oh,
dance for a bit, just with
yes.
the sign, things like that. So I
I
want
love
to,
it.
that's kind of little things that I'm adding. Um, I also have a amp, a PA. I have a portable battery, which I believe the PA system can even plug into. It's already a portable PA system with the battery. It's like part of the, it's part, you charge the whole thing. Um, So I feel like I have a backup battery for that. I have a few microphones. I have, you know, things that people can talk through and things like that. So in terms of the PA and sound, I have that. Also, I know Dan Walks has some stuff with his TV. I feel like it would be cool to have, you know, messages or whatever. I'm sure he's down for whatever. Whatever messages from other parents. I know Emily Jones, you know, all of them, their parents, people from any parents, messages to your fathers, anybody who has fucking parents in the Sea Org. I feel like you could email me. You know what? I'm going to put that up here right now. Email me if anybody has a quick video they want to film on their phone and send it to me. If your parents are in the Sea Org in Copenhagen, wherever, and like kind of be like, hey, you know, they were at Gold Base. I haven't seen them since. Kind of say where your parents are. I would love to see you. Here's a message if this ever gets to my parents.
Or siblings, anyone, kids,
anybody,
children, any
family
member. Best friends.
I would just say friend. Yeah, I would just say if you have somebody in Scientology that you, exactly. Anybody you freaking cared about and you want if there's any hope at all for them to get out, then please email me. Okay. So there's my email right here. It's LARA. Don't get it twisted. There's no you in me. Okay. It's larafmmusic@gmail.com. And you can send me literally take the video on your phone. It doesn't even have to be perfect. It's going to mainly be about the message, as long as the audio is clear and it's not, you know, whatever. Send me a message to this email. Just send me that video. Send me, even if you don't want to be on video and you just want your message read, I will absolutely do that as well. Or Dan or whoever else. There's going to be a million other people doing performances. This is definitely not a Lara FM show. I will definitely hope if other people want to come with instruments, guitars, fucking be our guest. Please come. Please do that. Please add to your vibe. Don't make it complicated because we're not going to have PAs and all this shit. But if you want to come with like a beautiful guitar, whatever, literally bring your vibe. We want to marinate in joy and happiness. So.
Sadly, we can't have bullhorns, and I wish we could. To me, that's the cornerstone of a good protest. And I have my little pink bullhorn, which I want to bring. I love it, but I was told absolutely we cannot. So, but they are allowing us to have two amplified speakers. So,
and what if you're just, and I mean this in the most realist way, what if you're just bringing the bullhorn to literally be like, okay, you guys come down here, like kind of like just to quickly not be yelling, not to ever use it as a protest thing, but just kind of like, okay, what if it's full at 9 p.m. and you're like, hey guys, we got to wind this down. I guess I'm loud enough to do that. We have the microphone. It's totally fine.
Yeah, they're absolutely illegal on Sundays. First of all, so anywhere in the city, you cannot use one.
You don't want to test it.
Yeah, no, it's ill. And he made it really clear to me. So I don't want to. Okay. I don't want to blow.
Don't do it. You're absolutely right. Yeah, I literally just said if you're not comfortable with doing something, probably
no, we can't. Like, no, they'll stop us. Like, they will.
So don't bring bullhorns. Don't do it. Don't bring
as much as I want to bring my little pink one. Yeah, we just can't. We gotta respect. See, they don't respect the permits that they get. They never respect them, but. We're going to respect this permit because I want them to say, you know what, they're not who they say they are. They're better than that, than what Scientology says. And then if I ever we want to do this maybe next year, you know, I don't want them saying, well, you didn't obey the permit. So we're going to have to do it by their rules, which is fine, you know, but the whole thing is that, you know, it's, you know, we did have amplified sound. So I think that's huge. I don't know what the difference is between a bullhorn and a speaker, but whatever. We still got amplified sound.
And there's a lot more, literally, like, it'll be amazing one day, someday after this, maybe a month from this, where you could do a silent protest where it's not even about the yelling or the talking or the da-da-da-da. It's just signs and quietness and like, who knows, whatever. But yeah, there's so many ways to do it. And I feel, again, the way you've planned this out, the way that Scientology already tried to come in and be like, well, you know, can you ask her to move? Basically, they wanted to be like, can you just have her move her thing over to another time so that we can literally get in front of you like in the chess game? No.
Or that
then you called their bluff.
We can have the sidewalks.
Like, and you called their bluff. I feel like when you asked me earlier about you asked me earlier about the, like, do you know, what are they thinking? What do you think? You know, they're definitely extremely, you know, slowly, you know, the boiling water is rumbling. It's not like push out of the pot yet, but they're definitely like, how the fuck do we get our hands on this? Because it's out of control. It's a flap that AuditLA just got a fucking permit. Like, this is just a flap. And this AuditLA has been going to all the meetings and all these city councils and has been doing these things that they know because they're dealing with it behind the scenes. They're the ones having to write the emails back. And so they know what's going on. I don't know what they're going to do. I think that they're going to let this slide, and then they're going to try to be ahead of any kind of permit, anything.
Makes sense.
I don't think they're going to let it slide. I don't mean that. I'm sure they're going to try try to play it out to be, oh, look, this was a horrible protest group. No, it's just not going to be that way. So
no, that's why it's all up on all of us and
yeah,
everyone. Like, and if whatever, I just want to say this. I want to just clear the air and just be honest. If you're there, we're all there, okay? And there's somebody that you don't like, you don't want to see, whatever. Just for one day, just one day, for just for the kids inside, all the kids stuck in there. We need to be a day where we're at peace. It doesn't mean you have to be happy with each other, talk to each other, you know, whatever, be friends. You don't have to be phony. We just can't have disruptions, you know, yelling, fighting, anything that shows that we're not, you know, to fight Scientology. And just for one day, right? And then the next day we can go back to all hating each
no.
other
And
and fighting each other,
And I
whatever it
think,
is we need to do.
I don't think, and I agree with you. And I don't think that, I think that it may be just me. Maybe it's just me. I feel that it's sometimes like in our own minds or in our friends groups minds, oh, it's okay that she's doing this and this, but at a certain point, ego and upsets and you know, you hurt me and I lost this and no, all that literally is pathetic and nothing to something that we are all doing, that we've already put so much effort into. And that, no matter if yesterday or 2 days ago, whatever it was, I feel like, oh my God, you know, I love Audit so much and she's not understanding me. So my solution is to get loud and say what I need to say quick and whatever it is. The point is, even though that stuff can happen, I feel like we literally, there's a point where people are going to change or they're not going to, you know, accept something, and it's not our energy to now focus on that thing and make them accept it. Like, that's just going to drain the fuck out of us. And I would, again, rather spend that being the fun person that I am, because I could be a little cunt and a little, you know. So I don't want to do that, and I try to save that for people who really, who do deserve to get a little adjustment.
I say, get it out of everyone get it out of their system on by Saturday. You know, do all the nasty emails, comment, whatever you need to do.
And also, I have a show Thursday.
We drop our arms, okay, for one day. And then Monday we go back and go give your comments, your emails, you know.
No. I think it's going to be great.
If you need to. Hopefully you won't. But if you need to, it's just one day of our lives. We just, because there's a good chance with all the hoopla, whatever, you may see someone you don't like. You may see someone you do like. It's whatever. We just need one day, guys. You know, I'm just asking for one day. We put too much effort. Too many people contributed to this. And it's just if we can just think of nothing else but children that are being tortured with this auditing, and for them, if we can't rise to the occasion for the children, then that's our failure. And I believe that if we can't get it together for just one day, we're failing the kids inside.
We can, and we need to, and everybody needs to.
Yes.
And I fucking absolutely include myself. I'm absolutely in. I love you, Audit. I love I literally love everybody. And I mean that. I said this earlier, when I'm angry or upset at somebody, it's because I've had love for them and that got like tainted. And so if I had never met the person, I wouldn't be angry at them. Like, that's just how, you know, that's life. So
Right.
we have to remember that sometimes and go,
But
hey,
just one day.
If you didn't, I know you keep saying that. I'm just saying in general. If you keep, and myself, anybody continues to continue an anger energy towards something, it ends up sucking the life out of you. Literally, you could be spending that life doing something else, and you're sucking it up to make sure you hold to this. And whether you're right or wrong, or they should hear this or whatever, at a certain point, it's not as important as what everybody it has been doing. So at a certain point, it's got to be let go, and we got to move forward and learn from it. I feel like that's another thing. We got to learn from things. Okay.
Yes. And so what my suggestion is, if you come and you see someone you really, really, really don't like, they're going to make you
go
angry.
the other way. Just go the other way.
You can go to the port, you know, go get some food. We're going to have food there because, you know, you might be
having
a bite-time moment.
How about that?
If you go see me,
go see Audit. If you dislike me, go to Audit. Walk. And if you don't, if you dislike Audit, come to me.
Bike guy, or you come to Laura.
Go, exactly.
Cross the street, take a walk. Look at the flowers on the other side. They're beautiful. You know, so we can do this.
Just kidding. Gross. Sorry. That's what Scientologists do. They need to like look, which is so crazy because you know how people are like, hey man, go take a walk. They really mean that. Like, go outside and get nature, go breathe some fucking air. And Scientology, even at that, Scientology has stolen that as a locational assist. Oh, now something so traumatic happened. I have such a big upset. I have to have somebody give me a locational assist, which means they have to go outside. Most of the time, they have to literally leave the building or the thing they're in to get a new space because the space they're in is literally driving them insane. So they have to go out and do a locational, and that means to look at other things outside of your mind. But anyways.
But you know what? But we can do it for a day. And I believe in everyone. I have faith in everyone. And we could get this because it's for the kids.
And I also wanted to say people need to email AuditLA's email. It's right here, audit.in.la@gmail.com. If you have good suggestions, like fun things, hey, I have this popcorn machine. Would it be cool to bring? Hey, I got this.
We'll take a popcorn machine or we can have
I used to have one.
I don't know. I would have to see. We may have to with food if we're bringing stuff,
I just think it's no, you're not selling it. As long as you're not selling any food. And
I'll find out, because I would love that.
People can, whatever it is, people can bring the thing that they know. They're like, yep, Laura, I know what I'm bringing. People in the chat are already knowing what they're bringing. So bring that.
Awesome.
It's literally, we just can't be selling food, which we're not even interested in doing.
We're cooking. Like, if we're cooking, we have to have the fire department.
And not that. It's just bringing food. It's just bringing food there and having trash cans and water.
Yeah,
and
we need trash cans. And
so what about drinking water? Do we need, 10 flats of bottled water? Or is there a company that would like to sponsor the water or whatever the hell,
That'd be great. I know some people bring water. I have some water, some flavored water, some iced tea. So and some sodas are being sent. So I just don't know how many people are being there, but I'm always like, we could always air.
So I have a little portable purified drink thing, like a big blue thing that, I have a white stool and we could just set it up somewhere and bring like 3 jugs of purified water.
Okay. That'd be
maybe
great.
more. And if not, there's a liquor store literally right down the street from Blue where I can have somebody or whatever. Some badass person who will be around to help out to just run and grab, fill up the gallon and bring it back.
Perfect. Yeah. And we have, like I said, we do have some drinks, but depending on how many. But I'm hoping a lot of people come, and
they will. Audit, they will. Another thing I'm working on is getting even just KXLU, which they're normally the best time to get them is during the middle of the night. So if any of y'all listening are KXLU fans, and you know what I mean, they always play cool underground, not famous people, LA music, really badass bands and dope artists of the favorite DJ or whatever. So if you're a KXLU fan or whatever, and you're not, go listen to them and ask them to please shout out, for the kids of all the parents that are stuck in the Sea organ in Scientology. We're doing this big protest. We'd love to get the word out. Everyone's invited. Come with love, come with good heart, come with learning to understand more about what are the crimes of Scientology and how they are literally using, as a gang, as a group, using their organization. That's also what you can call it. They call themselves that. They're using their organization to bully the city. There's a lot of local businesses around here. There's a lot of people that have literally told me, because I live 2-3 blocks away from Blue. So they have literally told me privately, I am afraid to be there because I own this restaurant. I own this thing and I don't want them to get, to start attacking the restaurant. Some are like, oh my God, Laura, you're badass. I saw you running down, in your suit. There's some people love it. And then some people are literally like, I haven't been involved with that and I'm glad that I stayed away. But yes, I just opened up a business like not even a year ago here and I'm making these beautiful things. And I am worried that if something happened that they would say, we saw you. We saw you. Yeah. So that is the fear that we're literally protesting.
And I understand
that is what is illegal and that is what's not okay. They're not even just doing it to ADA. Like they're not even doing non-compliance to ADA stuff, but they're actually... They have this hovering presence around they're bullies, literally. They have this hovering presence around any businesses around Scientology. And they'll know beforehand who's moving in and what it's going to be. They are very aware and have that information. So they're doing it before you're even moving into the business. They're kind of going, oh, okay, that will like, it's very, yeah, I literally, all I can say is it's bullying. It's the mafia. It sounds literally like the mafia of Scientology instead of the church of Scientology. It should then people can say, okay, that makes sense. You choose to be in the mafia. That's your problem.
But kids can't consent to being in a mafia.
Exactly. So, but that's what I'm saying. People are like, oh, well, auditing's fine or this or that. It's like, no. Kids cannot be in that environment.
No. Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
And it's Scientology's environment is really bad. What's that?
I really want to get fighting. Like after this, like I would like to I mean, we don't have to make it a big hoopla. This is the first one. It's worth celebrating. But I would really like to get a First Amendment protest for outside of City Hall. That's easier to even get. And start, educating the people coming in and out of City Hall what child auditing does, and that we need new laws and where's the tell the mayor and stuff like that. I think we could get more active doing that after this. Give a little bit of a break, and we don't even have to have it like I said. Doesn't have to be a big event like this celebration, but we could do stuff like that.
Or it can be. No, I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be. I also, let me run down these lists so that people, KXLU, or you can call in KCRW. There's a lot of people in LA that understand our intention here with Scientology and exposing their little crimes, big little crimes. But they're members. They're all members of KCRW. There's people, I used to have a membership to KCRW. I probably still have one. So there's ways that you can call in and be like, hey, I don't know if you've heard of this. You can email these. These are 2 really local LA radio stations that can put out the word. And they are very connected to the audience. So audience members, emails, if they're hearing about something, they're going to obviously be talking a lot about the riots and things like that is going on with all this ICE, it just pisses me off every time I think about it. It literally, part of all this shit made me go like, why am I complaining about like people's thoughts and this? And I was like, fuck that. Like there's literally wars everywhere. We're in our own war against Scientology, literally, because they will do anything to attack people. They will ruin people's lives. It is their policy. Destroy them utterly in any way, whatever the quote is. So
we're not going to let that scare us or intimidate us because you know what? We know their names too. We know what they look
like. We're just going to use the legal system on them. And they don't like that. And they don't like that. They don't like tactics. in court. Exactly. No, exactly. Okay, so I feel like I'm covering most of just in terms of literally like a speaker and maybe my own thing where I sing and do my little song if that happens.
I hope it
But
does, because
no,
we
I mean
want
I'll
we
do
want to
it.
hear
I
you
just
sing, girl.
I'm gonna literally stick to the queen of the protest out of LA. And if there's something where you're like, no, Scientology is gonna try to pull, then no, I won't do it. I'm gonna literally, I'm there to hopefully literally make Scientology's family separation and disconnection illegal because
Yes,
it
that's the
technically
goal.
is illegal. They're just changing it to disconnection instead of family abuse, child abuse,
Right.
family abuse and disconnection, like separate. Anyway, so that's my goal, is to like really no more disconnection, no more fair gaming to people like you, Audit, and they've been doing this for fucking
Yeah.
60, 70 years. Fair gaming people, anybody coming out talking, putting their 2 cents of understanding the grossness and the cult of
So that's just fair
Scientology.
game them. It's just about, see, they're
Exactly.
doing this now,
Fair,
and where there's
because they
cameras and there's
have
a thing.
crimes. They literally have crimes. So many
Yeah.
lies, so many crimes. That's a song that I
Yeah.
haven't finished writing that I will be singing.
Go ahead, Kirsten
You
Peters, and
don't
everyone
know
knows. Like, they
me.
have no idea. They guys. I mean, Moxon,
They
go ahead and do
know.
some more CPRA requests through your Freedom Magazine, and listen to all the people of updated about everything you guys have been doing. It's everyone's on notice. Like, everyone's getting it now. So you're better off just being back off and just do your thing and do better. Maybe if you changed, and do better, you wouldn't be protested. That's how I look at it.
That's so cool. Scientology up north just fucking said that the GoFundMe is at 4,300.
Good. I was
This
like,
is awesome. I want to actually
yeah.
copy the link right
Yeah,
now.
because I want to have a good nest egg for food. If there's not enough, we could get more. If there's too much, I want to pass it out to the unhoused, afterwards. If there's any leftovers, I mean, of course, people want to take something, but I think it'd be nice if there is leftovers. If there's not, if we need more, I'd like to have a cushion. And then anything
Yeah,
afterwards is,
and if
is
we
going to go
have,
for any other project. Like, I want to do it at City Hall too. So if there is any funds left over, I'm going to save it for that, and do that. So we have that as well,
thank
if
you,
there is.
Summer. Oh shit.
'Cause-
Hi, Deb. Yes, I agree. And also, if there's extra food, if there's anything, there's literally, Scientology doesn't want you to know this, but they have so many homeless people, so many unhoused, so many mentally ill people, so many
Yes.
that are just walking by in that 5 seconds and they're going nuts or they're dealing with whatever. And you're like, hey, do you want a pizza? Yes, thank you. That's like, love is
Right.
love, even if it's just
Yes.
for a fucking second. And when you get it
Right.
and you receive it, it's something you don't forget about. And like, to be able to be like, hey, we have food and everything here for everybody, that is already so heartwarming. Like,
Yep. And
Scientology
then if there's
doesn't do
enough, I
that.
could
They
call one of
don't.
the local shelter to ask them to come pick anything up. Depending on if we overbuy, and if we underbuy, we'll just buy more. So I want that cushion. I appreciate it because I'm stressed. It's nerve wracking, and I just want to make sure security's tight. We have enough. We have plenty of security and just everything that we need. The porta potty, I had to get like the ADA one, which is good, but and then people keep an eye on that and stuff, and just everyone keeping an eye out on everything. We have our point people. They're going to be in gold shirts and in a gold hat. The hat's going to say, "Ask me why I protest Scientology." The shirts are going to be gold with blue wording and the Scientology, and basically like hashtag proud SP, hashtag and MKIS, a hashtag it's a cult, although I might have to change, maybe I should change that to like with the question mark. Just I don't know if it's too late, but uh kids cannot
No, I,
consent, all these
I, I
hashtags.
can, I'll hold on. I can hold on to that one.
Yeah, I'll hold on to it too because I'm not afraid. I mean, but if someone's afraid to to wear it, God bless you, then whatever. I'm not because it's so much evidence of it being a cult. It's undeniable. I mean, whatever games they're trying to play, I welcome them. Actually, I absolutely welcome them to take me to court and say me saying it's a cult is a hate crime. What they do, them saying that Hubbard is the Antichrist and that Jesus is pedophile, that's a hate crime to my faith. So,
And
um,
honestly, I don't. These are all threats and innuendos from the Scientology side, and they haven't won on anything like this.
true,
So
true.
it's just not to not be aware of it, but like they threatened Josiah,
Yeah.
with all kinds of things, and then at the end, the judge started to see the pattern, and then was like, "So you don't have anything here? You literally was like, you don't have this all here? No, okay, then the case is dismissed."
It's
And
called free
that's what,
speech, Scientology. It's free speech.
yes, whether you like it or
I don't
not.
know. You can try, but doesn't mean you're going to win. So, yeah, I'm not worried about it, but I'm just saying, just, whatever. But so, yeah, the people in the goldenrod shirts and hats are point people because I have to have, if there's 100 people there, I have to have 10.
So do you
Um,
have the hats and all that ready?
they're in the process, like they're uh, ordered and stuff, so that they will, they will be here. So I have 10, and they will. So anyone, if anyone, they have to know the permit, and they're there to kind of like, if anyone has questions or concerns, they can go to them, and then they know they know a little bit more about all the rules, and then or they could go to me, and then a couple
Or
of
they
us will
can
be on
email
walkie
you
talkies.
directly right here.
Yeah,
They
well,
can
no, because
email.
I'm talking about while we're there, like during, like while we're there, the point people, or
Yeah,
if
yes,
you're there and you're like, can I, whatever your questions or concerns or whatever, you can
totally.
go to any point person, and then that
And
point
I don't
person will
know,
point you in the
would
right
it,
way.
I have to talk to my, just kidding, my merch boss, but I also have, like obviously like a bunch of goldenrod SP TV shirts that have Lara FM in the SP. um that could be used in case you need like a few 5 or 10 people specifically,
Yeah,
that
like if it gets to be a
because
lot of
those,
people,
yeah,
yeah,
so that's just a backup in case whatever.
that'd be great.
um and then, oh, I have, so yes, we're very much doing chalktology, as y'all call it. We're
Hmm.
very much doing that. I also am bringing some spray bottles, little water spray bottles, and paintbrushes, so that you can actually a lot, and gloves. I'm bringing gloves for people who want to do chalk directly but want to have the gloves on. But also I'm bringing paintbrushes so you can actually break up the old chalk and put the water and paint instead of having to
Cool.
like break your, callus up your fingers and all of that. Um, so yeah, we'll be able to make like paint chalk. Like it'll be really awesome, like painting chalk onto the sidewalk. Um, those are things I'm going to bring some just fun things, obviously, um fun backups of fun goldenrods, maybe a few little tamarines and instruments in case anybody wants to join in a moment. um I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I feel like I wanted to ask you if there's anything like, other than the fundraiser, which please, we're going to start. I want to start really pumping this out. I know there's some people out there that are like, okay, this sounds awesome. Throw a few $100 in. Let's get this shit going. This is, if you have it, or here, if you have it, please, there you go. If you have it, please donate. Audit is the queen in charge of this GoFundMe. She will be putting wherever the money needs to go. She
Yes, it
has
will
all
all
that
be
info.
towards this. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I feel like, will you keep us obviously more, audit will be live doing council meetings, and I'm sure other
Yes. I
things
think they
up to
might be
this.
canceled this week. I'm going to guess,
Oh
but I'll
god.
probably do a live too and talk about more about what, like the meeting when I have it with Mr. Corman with no Corwin, and talk about, things like we do not bring pepper spray, can't have pepper spray, can't have thick pipe, like any kind of PCP piping that's thicker. Like we'll do. I'm going to get a breakdown of everything what the can and can't do, can and cannot do. What and we'll we'll talk about that later. The wish list, like really, like if there's like I really am worried about chairs. There's also yeah, you know, stuff like that. And there was something else. Oh, I know something. I don't know if this is putting you on the spot. And if it, today is Gina, you know, she was the one who originally started this whole process.
Yeah.
They denied her because she doesn't have standing. She's not from here. So I had, you know, so I had to take it on, which, you know, not that I
Uh-huh.
really like them, hate me, whatever, but I don't
Yeah,
care.
yeah.
But today's her birthday.
Gina!
It's like, I bet you would love having a Laura FM happy birthday. Like, I
Gina!
can't sing. Can you sing? Can
I'm gonna
you
sing it.
lead us? Thank you.
Let's see if I can like do a, can I, well, I'm
Whatever
afraid
you
to like
want.
put a fake song on because it'll like, then they'll take down this video. Wow, Gina, how come you didn't tell anybody?
No, she told it like today, and so I thought, yeah, like, isn't there the one they do at the restaurants, or sometimes it's
I
like,
feel like also, Gina, you might get a happy birthday on Father's Day as well. Just also another.
maybe, I don't know, like, if
We'll
maybe,
see.
yeah.
Okay, so everybody in chat, are we ready? Are we ready to sing Gina her happy birthday song? Because
I'm
she
gonna mute
deserves.
me. I'm gonna mute me because no one wants to hear me sing, but I need to sing it too. So
Okay,
I'm gonna
yes.
mute me.
Everybody mute yourselves except for Laura, and hopefully my mic won't blow out. Just kidding. No, this is very sweet. I wish I had like a cute little instrument right here. What can I do? Laura, come on, you're on the spot. She did put me on the spot, didn't she, guys? Hold
I
on,
did.
let's
I'm
see.
sorry about that. You always have your hands to clap. You can clap it out.
Let's see, let's see, let's see. Okay, well, we can play some. No, we're not going to do anything. Let's just sing. Gina, happy birthday. And thank you so much for reals. Happy birthday. Here, we're going to actually do this. This will do the trick. Happy birthday, Gina. All right, add banner. Here we go. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you, Gina. Happy birthday to you, Gina. Happy birthday, dear Gina. Happy birthday to you. And many, many more.
That was awesome. Yay! Happy birthday, Gina. And
Happy
thank
birthday
you.
to you, Gina. Happy birthday to you, Gina. Happy birthday.
I love it. That was
Happy birthday,
awesome.
Gina. You're badass.
She is.
And
Such a generous heart.
Gina, if you need a place to stay, my hurt little emotional heart is out of the trash can. So or I should say it's in the trash can. I threw it in the trash. So yeah, you can absolutely stay with me. I really started to doubt my own energy and who I am because I was like, I don't want to ruin this. So maybe nobody should be around my energy. And I was like, oh my God, stop doing what you used to do in Scientology when I had every right to be doing it. Yeah. But yeah, I was like, no, these people are all here loving and we're going through a little thickness. So it's nothing that we haven't been putting up with through all of this shit. So thank you so much, Gina. Happy
Yes, thank you,
birthday.
Gina. And she
You're
said so,
amazing.
like, a lot of stuff. So Gina, like, I mean, besides coming out here, just
No,
amazing
Gina's
person.
amazing. Yeah. You're amazing. Thank you,
Yeah.
guys. This is so cute. They're
That's
all,
a
yeah.
good ending. I think, unless I think that was a good
That was it.
way
And
to
if
end.
there's any more questions or anything, again, here's Audit's email. It's audit, AUDIT IN.LA@gmail.com. If you want to ask her any questions, if you want to add something fun, if you want to say, hey, I was thinking about doing this. I was having a bubble party. I just didn't know if that would be illegal, if the bubbles are popping on the sidewalk.
Oh,
Whatever your questions are, bubbles. I definitely
oh
want
my
to bring
God, do
some
I need to
bubbles.
put that on the wish list? Bubbles?
Yes,
That would be
bubbles.
so freaking
Absolutely.
fun.
and it's super easy. So
Do you have enough
there's
chalk? I
also,
put chalk on there. Like people have been so kind and like wanting to really support from afar. So I'll put it on there. Whatever people send, they send. I'm
yes.
not, the mariachi. That's just a wish and dream. But if you have friends that
You
are
know
married,
what?
oh
Audit.
man,
I'm going to ask my friend, and even if she's amazing, well, I have 2 different mariachi groups, so we'll see.
oh, that would
It
rock
would
my
be
world.
badass if the chick could do it because she's just so badass, and she's like a freaking. I'm not even gonna say it until I get it, and then yeah. Either way,
I
they
love
both
it.
would be badass, but we'll see who's available. That would just be fun for them to cha 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 come through and
Oh,
freaking do
yeah,
their
just
shit.
walk
That would.
through like
I love
just
that stuff. I'm like, woo!
me
I
too.
get
I'd be
so
so
excited.
excited. Like yeah,
Yes.
because we're gonna
Okay,
be there
good.
with fun and joy. We're not gonna be there all sourpuss like they are with their stuff.
No, 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 no. It's gonna be like, and people will be like, "What is this? A neighborhood block party?" And we'll just say, "No, yes, yes,
Yes,
it is."
yes.
We're
As we
also,
protest.
yes, very peaceful, loving, beautiful protest, full of art, creative, beautiful energy. That also people are talking about heavy stuff. We're going through heavy stuff, and the more people there with caring, loving, healing energy is gonna really make that freaking amazing. And I can't
Yes, it
wait.
is.
It's gonna be beautiful. I do want to leave one last thing. Definitely donate. And if you have any questions, again, audit's email is right here. But I want
Absolutely.
to, my joy would be to put that GoFundMe up to 10 grand, and being able to be like, okay, good. You are smart with where you're going to put the money. If
Yeah,
we
we'd
have
get the in and
extras,
out truck
great.
for that. Like
That's what I'm saying.
we'd get
I
the
would
in and
like
out
the in and
truck,
out truck. I'm an LA Cali girl, so
and I'd
excuse
get the
me, but
mariachi. And really beef up
the
security and
mariachi, if I could,
yeah.
I mean, if it, I feel like minimally, just saying this out loud, I feel like we would pay at least $100 for each member of the mariachi band that could make it. It's very
Yeah,
last minute.
it
So
is
if
because
we
the
could get that,
cheapest one I
so
could
either way,
find was
that's
like
like 500
400.
bucks or whatever.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. So whatever
it's
we can do,
expensive.
or I can convince them, hey, don't you want to support? I'm going to do whatever I can. But so when audit's asking for money, it's literally just for
Yeah,
very important
it's not for
little
me.
needed things. No,
Right.
and if it was, thank God, right? But it's not for
No,
audit.
I
This
don't
is
want it. I
literally
don't
for the
want it.
protest.
Like anything
She
after
doesn't
it will
want it.
go for the
She
city
wants it for the
hall pros
protest.
one because I
Yeah,
want to
and
do a
we'll
city
do this
hall one up
again.
very
We'll do
soon.
another one. We'll do
Yeah.
another one under audits, her queen, her highness, wherever her smart little mind goes.
I want the city hall one. We gotta bug the mayor. We gotta get on them for this no
Yeah.
more this nonsense of children on auditing. It's just nope, we're done. It's horrible. It's
Okay,
evil.
so
But
is there anything that you know of that you already have planned that I should be aware of, or people that are helping will be like, oh, hey, is so and so. So Joy Villa, we know
yeah,
she's not coming.
she can't come.
Mona,
I wish you could call in though and just like say some words
she
or
probably
a
could. That's what I'm
prayer.
saying. I'm sure Mona or somebody could get her to just say something like, hey, look, this is Joy Villa. This is
I'd
Father.
love it.
Something. So many people would do that. So many people are down to do that. And it becomes such a powerful message when we have other people. We can get the head leads to do it. There's so many
I would
people
love it.
that we can get to do it. So I
Yeah.
think if we made that somebody's job, I'm going to ask Dan Walks LA. I don't want to overdo it. He's so busy and I love him to death. So I don't want to overdo him. But if there's somebody that can kind of accept all those, or I can accept them all in my email, and then I can have somebody, that would just be really cool. If not,
That
I'm going to
would
be like
be.
playing the messages through my phone. I won't care.
Yeah. No,
So
that'd be
yeah, that's an
great.
important thing. If we can get
And
that. Oh, and then flyers. So
yeah, that's something.
do you have money in the funds or whatever, or should I kind of try to figure out, I want to get like 100 of the flyers that say what the protest is about and all that. The one, probably the
The
one
one
I
that
put
I
up.
have, I have a printer or tell me what was needed, what we need to do. I mean, what it would
But
cost
couldn't
us.
your printer print off some really, nice, basically I want the day before or 2 days before, I want to
Yeah.
go in my neighborhood, which is all
Yeah.
of this, all the blue building area, and go door to door and just hand out these flyers
Yeah.
to
Tell me how
actual
much.
neighbors
Like,
around.
yeah. And
I
where.
basically would love to have like 200 of those flyers
give me
especially
a
the one
price.
with the goldenrod hearts and the one that say give us our parents back and no more kids in Scientology, or Scientology, no more Scientology disconnection, things like that. I would say,
and then no
I
more
don't know, it really
planters.
depends. You said you were going to print them on your wait, what did you say?
No more planters. We got to
No
fight
more
that too.
hashtag no more planter, no more Scientology abusive planters.
And the neighbors, yeah, like this, all their abuses that they do inside and out, like, you know, like all of it.
So I
We
think
gotta
it would
stop all of
be
it.
really fun. I know there's some people that want to also go with me and help flyer and all that. That's totally, absolutely allowed.
But tell me, do you have a printer that you use, like a printing place? And then I could just.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many printing places that fight for flyer work and all that. So
Okay, well, tell me and
honestly,
give me the
I
how
would say it
much.
wouldn't be more than $50, you
Yeah,
know.
I mean, if you want me to, yeah, do
50.
it, and
I'm
then
just
I'll.
saying, I don't want to take out of whatever you have.
No, I
But
mean,
if we get those
what? No,
flyers
that's
printed,
part of
I'll
the
have a team
expenses.
of people that will go out and hand them door to door and
Yeah, if
give
you
them
can
to
do that, because I
people
want the
and show.
neighbors there, because
Yeah,
that's part
me
of the
too. I
problem.
strongly want them
Yes.
there. So that's
Yeah.
a personal thing that I'm going to actually, like, a day before, 2 days before. I also, just so you guys know, I have a show at the Virgil on Thursday, which is 3 days before the Father's Day protest. Any of you that are helping or come early, if you come down early to help on anybody that's in town that is part of this community, honestly, at this point, if you want tickets to the show, let me know. Email me directly. I will give you tickets. Come hang out. I'm also going to use some of this vibe to also do it on Friday, on Father's Day, Sunday. So it'll be cool for people to just catch the vibe. I am doing the goldenrod theme in my own Lara FM style. I feel like for me personally, it's important on all levels because it brings back the declared SP. It brings back, oh, this color represents people who were declared suppressive persons who are no longer allowed to speak to their family members. So I just love the color, and I love the fact that the color is actually good energy, like they're good energy colors. And I love the spirit of it. It's going to be a sunny, beautiful Sunday. I am going to be bringing like goldenrod balloons, things like that.
Awesome.
Things that are just fun, that spread the message. We're going to have some fun paint. You could do chalk, you could do painting your face if you want, whatever. I'm just going to bring things. I have the fold out table, things like that. I have a bunch of furry, goldenrod stuff to just cover things to keep that whole kind of vibe.
Well, I have one table and I have one tablecloth that's goldenrod, and then I
Bring
have,
it. Anything
yeah,
goldenrod, orange, yellow, those are all okay. But the
and
color of
navy.
my nails, I actually
Yeah,
got excited on it doing my nails, being like,
that's awesome.
no, that's it. Stay happy, Lara. Fuck this shit. Fuck that
Yes.
shit. Because the thing is you're going to go where your energy is pulled, where where you allow it to go. And yes, I can be rude and cunty and blah, blah, blah. I don't want to do that. I want to be able to clearly be able to talk and work things out so that it goes the positive, good way. And I don't mean like positive energy. I mean like, no. This might be rough and uncomfortable, but let's do this so that the outcome is awesome, so that the outcome is positive.
Right. We talk it out. But yeah, let me know. Like I said, well, we could talk on a text. Let me know about the I just need somebody else. I'm like running out of bandwidth. If you can figure out the flyers where, but just tell me who to pay it to, like get the bill, whatever. And then
I feel
if
like me and Ashley, if you're still in the chat, I feel like me and Ashley can take care of that, and then we'll
okay,
just
and
let
I'll
you
pay
know.
for it. Yeah, because I'll
I
take it
I
out of the
love
budget.
Sandra, OT420 Sandra. She normally helps so much with the flyers and stuff like that, and stickers and all kinds of things. If she wants to do that on her own, we love you, Sandra. You can absolutely bring, anti-Father's Day protest, I was here stickers or cute goldenrod pat, just so people can be like, yeah, see, I got my sticker. I was a part of the protest.
Yeah,
I think that's fun.
yeah, that's great.
But whatever you guys can do, like if it's too much, then just show up. If it's too much to show up, then don't show up. But come, be there if you can. We all want everybody there. And then again, email audit here on the screen if you have any other questions at all.
And I'm going to add bubbles to the wish list because I love that.
I would say that definitely the deadline for anything particularly, should be like Friday. especially if you have it all under control and everything, yes. And yeah, let us know. But
I mean, so far,
I
I mean,
wouldn't
but I
leave
mean, you
anything
always
to
have
the
to have a
deadline.
contingency plan. You always have to have a cushion because we just don't know how many people's going to come.
Yep.
You know, I can plan for 100, but it could be 500. You know, so we'll have to, which would be great, but it means we might have to, you know, get more
Yeah.
food in or whatever. But we have chips and like we do have like things like for all day snacky, like some chips and drinks, and so that's good.
Okay,
And
cool.
then we'll have
And
the
then we have
meals.
obviously people like Auntie M and beautiful people in the chat that are totally down to do any research or anything like that that we need.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, if we missed anything, I feel like we missed a bunch, but I feel like I showed the signs. The van's going to be there. I have the goldenrod t-shirts if we need those. I have some fun playing cards. I have a bunch of chalk and paint brushes and little paint things that people will be able to have their own little trays to paint. I'm going to try to get this on KXLU. Again, a reminder to anybody, if you love KCRW or KXLU, please go on, call in. They always have late night hours. They have direct numbers, so you can literally research and get their direct call-in numbers and just let them know. Say, hey, we're going to be pushing this all week because this is a loving protest, but I myself am an artist. I love music. You can let them hear
Yes.
the I Love You Laura FM song, which I literally wrote for my parents.
Yes. And I want to
So
feature the music of Ganja Girl and Jojo Bananas. And, you know, like we
love
have
that. They
our
can
own creative
absolutely
music writers.
I love that. I feel like Ganja Girls also absolutely. I feel like I would definitely trust her to be running like whatever music or whoever's Bluetooth connected to the speaker, things like that.
Yes, and Ganja too is gonna. She's gonna be wearing. Well, I don't know if I want to give any surprises. I'll let her talk about it. But I kind of make it because, like, if the point people need, somebody that they can kind of go to who really knows everything. That's, you know, like she knows my mindset. She knows, you know, everything what we've been talking about. That she's kind of like, you know, the Hawaiian shirt dude that is always, you know, he's kind of like, you know what I mean, the points
Yeah,
point. So
yeah,
that Ganja has been. I've asked Ganja to be the point, and she graciously
and she
accepted
is.
because she's just
Yeah,
so she's a smart as a whip. She's and say that I want to, like, if anyone can. And I know it's
Dawn
asking a
just says you could
lot, and
say it if you want.
I hate to do it. Huh? I can say, oh,
Dawn
okay,
just
all right. So you said I can say it. You can't. Okay, so she's gonna, because you know how like this the kind of punk Hawaiian shirt, guys. She's got. We won't show what it looks like, but her uniform is gonna have, let's say, a Hawaiian shirt to it, and
That's
then
so funny.
it's just so funny. We're
Like I
punking
am
them, you
the new
know.
security. I'm telling
Yes.
you to get off that sidewalk. That's hilarious.
Yeah, we're gonna be telling them to get off, and then, and so but she's also, because you know one thing I appreciate about Ganja is that when she was here last time, she saw how difficult it is. Like, because wow, I never knew, you know, going there with somebody, around with somebody in a chair, like how difficult it is. So when she found Mona's coming here without any kind of caregiver, I'm in the same, you know, in this situation. She's like, didn't have time to plan flying. You know, I'm coming. I'm
Mona, is
coming.
Mona in the chat? I mean, I know we're probably
I
ending,
know
but
that
I can send
Ganja,
her the link.
yeah, and Ganja, if like I know her Venmo, because she, you know, her part of the hotel's almost 500, and I know this is asking a lot for everyone, but if anyone does have extra that could help her, because she didn't plan on this, it's a very difficult task, but her knowing that she's going to be there to help Mona takes a huge burden off of my mind. Like, how am I going to, you know, because Mona needs that help, and you know, it keeps me from having to find somebody to help her and be an assistant, because everyone didn't have much time. It's just like we're picking up and running, so we didn't, you
Yeah.
know. So I'm so appreciative to Gonza for stepping up doing that. And so if anyone, she does have a Venmo. If anyone can help her out, that would be amazing.
And
Also, she
Ganja,
needs.
honestly, Ganja's been there through so much. Ganja came out,
Yes.
or you know, Ganja was there during the child bride protest that Serge and I
Mhm.
did in front of the courthouses.
Yes, and
And
she's.
and it's just interesting because I've seen I've become more respectful for Ganja Girl because I just had this assumption like, oh, okay, you know, I just got to stay focused on what I'm doing. I can't be, but I also noticed, yes, Ganja Girl very much has her she can have her calm energy and just kind of be like, okay, cool, boom, boom, boom. We did this. What's the next thing? Okay, good. I can have people. So it's good to have people that some people are like, hey, what can I do to help? And she's like, actually,
Yes.
do you mind, blowing up some balloons or whatever it is? She'll know what can be done in that time
Yes.
or, in that moment. So
I'll be able to rest easy, and so can, and Mona, because I know Mona's care, like, I mean, Mona's a tough cookie. I'm not trying to make Mona sound like she can't, but still, like it's hard when you're in a chair. I mean, she'll tell you, like, like today, I think I
absolutely.
busted my new chair almost trying to get off the bus. I mean, it's hard. So it puts my mind at ease that she's willing to do that. So if anyone can help her out because she was not prepared for this expense, I appreciate it. And I know she absolutely will appreciate it. And like I said, it's all going to make this event successful. Our first
Yeah,
ever permitted, first ever, and they hate it because it's not like a permit that's on a different, it's on their beloved, not their, our beloved L. Ron Hubbard Way, which we're going to change the name eventually, but you know what I mean? It's on their, what they consider their sacred space. And so this is huge. It really is.
it is.
And it's going to be great.
Amazing. So
And they're
there
going to hate
is
it.
Ashley, thank you for posting this. This is Ganja Girl's Venmo.
Yes,
It's
please, thank
literally
you.
Venmo. It's Ganja Girl YT, like YouTube.
Yes, and if people could listen to her, because like that first when you're trying to get to where you can get memberships and stuff to help her with, because sometimes you need you know um she pays for her stream, if you're paying for StreamYard, whatever, memberships really help with that.
Literally, yeah.
Yes, it really does. People don't
But even
realize what
like
the
so, for
membership
example, like
does.
just I have to have StreamYard here so I can add people on, so I can have all these things to attach.
Yes.
That's almost $65 with the membership
Yeah,
I have a month. So like
exactly. So memberships help.
yeah,
So can we get her there and listen to her, just listen to her music, want to get that, playing it and just get her hours up. It would be really grateful. We just need to,
yes,
boost the channels to get them over the hump to get to that part. 'Cause she's really putting the efforts in. And so I appreciate that so much.
yeah. So here is Fat Grammys, Mona's
Yes, because she's
PayPal.
also has, right. If anyone can help, Fat Grammy Mona too, because they have the hotel. Because the thing with the hotel, they're she has to have an ADA room. So there was only one, like that we were able to find for
Period.
such
And
short
that's what she
notice.
needs. Like there should be
And
no fucking
yeah,
issue.
and it's expensive here in LA, nonetheless. But so it's not like she can just go to something that maybe they're having a sale. It's expensive. So if I think the whole hotel covers for the two of them is like roughly $1,000. It's and but they're really needed and wanted here, and it's just and I can't wait. Hopefully the week after to go to meetings and have. I'm so excited to have my partner in crime, yeah, call crime, whatever, here. So it's like a real joy to me. But any help you can do to help it make it easier, because they just basically said, okay, I'm coming, like they didn't even think
Yeah.
twice. It's like, we're coming. And then you have
Yeah.
to think, well, wait a minute, you got to eat here, you got to, all
Sleep
that
here, you
stuff.
got
So
it.
it's like,
Yep. Yep.
yeah.
Everything.
So anything you
Exactly.
guys can do, we appreciate it. We're not trying to take advantage. It's just, we just can't do it on our own. It really is a group effort and a community effort. So you are so appreciated, whether you can, even if you can't, and all the just the positive encouragement, and you guys, being, I know you be in the streams, and it's just, it's appreciated. It really is.
Yeah. We appreciate you all. Literally
Yes.
love you guys so
Yes.
much. And then you'll be doing more updates as well, Audit. If I would love
Yeah.
to jump on
Yeah.
and
I'm gonna
let
do another
update you
one.
with whatever.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm
Or I
gonna
can
do
let you
one.
know.
Yeah, because I don't know how to share yet. I'm like, I need to sit down and really learn. Maybe God just said when she's there, she'll teach me all the stuff I don't know. So,
Yeah.
which is good. See, she's always helpful. She always wants to be helpful. But yeah, I want to do one on my stream, so I make sure that everybody who yeah, like my regulars, whatever, can hear too. And then and I'll, and then, yeah, because we need to have it really narrowed down and really nailed out. But I want to wait till I have that next conversation with Sergeant Corwin, so I have all the everything set.
Yeah. I agree.
But
Okay,
thank you, Laura,
groovy.
for
This
having
is
me
so
on. And
fun. Oh my God. Thank you, Audit. You're fucking amazing. We love you. Everybody loves you. Your work
love
is
you,
freaking
Beck. Love you,
awesome.
everyone.
And we're going to keep maintaining our amazingness. I just want to quickly run through these amazing little super chat and membership things. I love you and I'm so proud of you. Thank you, Auntie M. Same with you, you member for 6 months. You, AZ
Yeah.
Crimson, thank you. Gifted one. Also,
And
AZ
AZ
Crimson is
Crimson's music, right? Too. Like, don't
yes.
forget his. You're gonna have to have all three, the music going, and yeah, and get hopefully Laura with the get her the memberships because that memberships really do help you, even for like the YouTube to take away the commercials. Costs
Literally, that's what I'm like.
$18 a
At least
month,
it's going
$20
to
a month.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like people don't
yeah.
realize, or editing. Sometimes editing, if you want, CapCut or whatever, just editing tools, things that make it, help you to edit. It's
Even
all
to have people
take
add
money.
more people on the StreamYard. They like have
Yeah.
the yeah. So
So the
thank you,
memberships
Witch
just help
Sheriff, for
that.
your 6 months membership. Always keep fighting. Literally.
Yes, the good
Okay,
fighting.
a voice down under. You are both warrior women who don't give
Oh,
up. Thank you.
thank
Kiss, kiss.
you. I
Thank you,
love
a
that.
voice down under, you warrior angel babe. And Gina, so proud to be a part of this. Gina,
Oh,
thank you again
same
so
here.
much.
Happy birthday again,
And
Gina.
happy birthday, Gina. I love you so much. And we're so happy to, I can't wait to hug you. That'll be really fun.
I know.
Deb Robinson, you two are powerhouses. Never
Oh,
give up. Thank you, Deb.
thank you. So
You
sweet.
are a
Chat is the
powerhouse
wind
yourself.
beneath our wings.
They
Appreciate you.
are, especially in this YouTube world. Thank you, AZ Crimson, again and again and again. Gifted 5
Wow.
Laura FM memberships. And
And so
again,
this thing we
thank you.
have so much music that'll be from our own creators, our own. It's going to be amazing. It's so awesome.
Scientology might be interested, and maybe AZ Crimson's music will be interesting. They might have to, hey, can we borrow some of that music?
Yeah.
Thank you, Anne. I love you all and sending all my love for Sunday.
Oh, thank you,
Thank you
Anne.
guys so much. And Tabby, love, love, love. 5-month
Yep.
membership. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Well,
Awesome.
there we go. We
Thank you
love
guys
it.
for
We
doing
love
that.
it. Okay, so one last thing before we go. I want to pop up again the fundraiser for audit. If you guys can, Summer, can you drop that in really quick? Just so if you guys, it's kind of weird because you can't like directly copy and paste it off of the screen. But if you can somehow manage to copy and paste this and put it from the chat, or just literally go back on this video and donate, please, to the fundraiser, the GoFundMe, so that it's not an issue. I would love to overdo the fundraiser so that it's just like, holy crap, the overflow actually, it just makes everything so much fucking easier.
Yeah. So I'll say there's a lot more people coming, just never know. So I figure that would be great. I hope so. Like I really do, because it's more people that are going to hear the message, and that's the whole point, So and get
Yes.
the neighbors there because the neighbors have their beefs with them with their music, and just get to know the neighbors. It's gonna be good. I even asked the commissioners to come by. I don't know if they will, but maybe they'll drive by. But yeah, I'm inviting all the commissioners and the city council people.
Everybody say,
I'm inviting
come
them.
take a peek.
Yeah,
Come take a little gander at
I
what's
said, come
going
see
on
what a
down here.
yeah, come see what a peaceful protest looks like. That how you can be protesting, but still not be hateful, and whatever. We can do it peacefully, so we can do that.
Very excited. Okay, so
Thank you,
here,
Summer.
Summer Savage just posted it. This is the GoFundMe. You can just copy and paste that. It's also in the live chat here. So if you're rewatching it, you can somehow get that exact link off of there. And then I will also post the flyer, as I said I would, and all the links on there
Yeah, and get the
tonight,
price
hopefully,
of
before I
printing
go to
them.
bed.
Yes, and I put the wish list link back on if anyone
Right
wants the
there.
shares. I'm stressing about shares right now.
That's
Thank you.
totally
Yeah, I'm
fine.
stressing
So
about the
here's the,
shares.
yep.
And
And,
maybe
and
power banks because I have the cords, and like something like I just want a station, a table where maybe bike what I can sit there and people can power up, for a while if they need to get some power to their cameras or their fans because we have like a few fans. That's another thing I would love to have some fans,
mm-hmm.
um, and stuff like that. So because if it's I don't know how hot it's going to be, so and
Yeah,
come
we just want
and
to be
like
prepared.
yeah, there's some sunscreen and bug spray on there if anyone wants to help out with that. But if not, bring your own. Make sure you're protected for the sun, and let's have fun.
Yeah.
But thank you, Laura.
And
everyone.
YRB said, how about asking if you could permit parking all along L. Ron Hubbard, both
I
sides?
did. Right now they said no. So
Okay.
I'm asking for a meeting with, I'm going to try to um, debate the DOT on that. So, but right now it's no. Right now they're claiming it is no parking and we cannot. So I told them I want a meeting with DOT and I sent them the CASP report to say, look at this, and this. It's not legit, no parking. And so we'll see where we go. So everyone, maybe
And then I do believe,
send some emails to the
yeah.
LA DOT and say, let them park, or at least a few parking, like to drop off and, pick up or whatever. So, but we'll keep fighting. We got till Sunday. We still have more days.
Yeah. And then also, I do believe that the metered parking on Sundays around there is free, right?
It should be. I think
It
Sunday's
should be.
usually
We'll
free and
see.
all. But they're probably going
Okay.
to try to have no parking, but I'm going to fight it that too. I'm going to,
They're going to try to do whatever they're going to try to do.
yeah.
And we are going to be awesome and strong and come in with love and art and creative energy and beautiful conversations and hugs and
Yeah.
laughter and
And
food
fun,
and
food.
joy and bubbles and chalk and painting and signs and everything else in between.
Yes. Oh, and the wish list, it's only to the batteries. Like, like everything else is just like wishes, things I want. Sometimes I put things like to mark for the future, what I may want to get. But it's only to the batteries is for the Sunday. Ignore everything below the batteries, just everything from the above the batteries. So just want to make that clear.
Okay, and then Davey B just said this last comment really quick. You can always load/unload for a permanent event.
I think so too. I mean, we're
So
gonna
we'll
have one
see
last
where that
meeting to
is.
have. Yeah, we're gonna get all the. I mean, don't worry, I'm gonna push for all of it, but we'll see where we get. But they have to let us load and unload. I don't. I'm kind of. I mean, I'm sure they're not gonna do anything about that.
Okay, well, we'll see.
But we'll
We're
see.
either way, we're
But I'll
ready
get it in
and we're
writing. I want
there
it in writing.
peacefully.
But I agree with you, David B.
Okay, angels, we love you guys all so much. Oh, hot mama, you member for 5 months. Don't think I was going to leave without that. All right, thank you guys so much.
Yes, thank you guys.
Oh, YRB said ask for the whole street and you might get a few spaces.
That's true. I mean, she's
It's very
the
true.
wise. Why Yvonne's very smart lady too. That's I wish we could drag her down here, but
Oi, oi, oi. No more kids in the cult. All right, guys.
right,
See you all
right.
soon. Again, any other questions or anything, email AuditLA right here, audit.in.la@gmail.com. I'm going to be posting the flyer and everything up with the links. And then we'll stay tuned on AuditLA's channel. Subscribe to her channel on YouTube, AuditLA. And we will hear the updates of what she needs, what we need for the protest, and how to make it more and more awesome.
Yes, and I'm really behind on comments and email, but I'm setting to do that and do more with that because it's just been a lot, working a lot of hard. I mean, not a lot of hard, working a lot to get this done.
Working a lot of hard.
Working a lot of hard.
It's true.
Yeah.
It is.
Comment. But anyway, so thank you, Laura. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Audit. Love you so much.
Love
Always,
you too. Always.
we'll literally, and also, I guess I'll ask you privately, but I was gonna ask about if we should follow up on my dad's wellness check and if anything with that. So yeah,
at the police
all
thing.
right,
Yes,
cool. All right, love you guys all. Again, happy birthday, Gina.
Happy birthday, Gina.
Love to you all.
Love to
see you guys soon, and see you on Audit LA's next update. As
awesome.
They say.
Thank you guys. Much love.
Thank you.
Right.
Ciao.
Mwah.